So I've spent a fair bit of time lately gushing all over Huawei's P20 and Mate 20 smartphones, not literally thankfully, and now it's time to concentrate on the manufacturer's more wallet-friendly offerings, namely this bad boy here, the Huawei P Smart 2019. The smartphone is yours for just 199 quid here in Blighty, making it considerably cheaper than those other smartphones what I just mentioned. I've spent about a week now with the P Smart 2019 stuffed in my pants, and so far there's a fair bit to love and a fair bit to not so much love. So here's my full Huawei P Smart 2019 love and hate list, and don't forget to poke, subscribe and ding that notifications bell for more on the latest and greatest mobile tech. Cheers. First of all, I love that the Huawei P Smart 2019 is fully featured and up to date. You get the fresh new Android Pie stuffed on there, not to mention a nice bit of Huawei's EMUI version 9 recently released on the Huawei Mate 20 series. This is definitely one of my favourite manufacturer overlays, and you get all of the best features packed here on the cheapy Huawei P Smart 2019. That includes the excellent facial recognition, which is still reasonably rare to find on proper budget phones. And of course that nifty one-handed mode as well, which is just as essential here on this 6.21-inch handset as it is on pretty much every other modern mobile these days. Just gotta hope that Honor keeps those lovely Android security patches rolling in and we're all good. As for the hate, well, to be honest, I'm not entirely sure why this phone actually exists. When the P Smart 2019 first landed in my lap, I got a chilling sense of deja vu. I felt like I'd already reviewed this smartphone, and it turns out that I have, or rather one that's almost identical to it in every way, namely the Honor 10 Lite. Seriously, the specs are the same, the hardware is more or less the same, the software is basically the same, although for whatever reason the Honor 10 Lite didn't have that awesome one-handed mode on board. I've got to say I preferred the light bending design of the Honor 10 Lite as well, although the blue version of the Huawei P Smart 2019 does at least sport a funky gradient style finish. Unfortunately, I've got the black model, which is a bit, well, boring. But back onto the love, and I've got to say that flexible camera tech is rather lovely. For a budget blower, the Huawei P Smart 2019 really does serve up some very slick camera tech, even if it is essentially once again the same shooter found on the Honor 10 Lite. On paper it might not sound like anything special. You get a 13 megapixel primary lens, f1.8 aperture, backed by a basic 2 megapixel depth sensor. However, it's Huawei's camera software which really helps the P Smart 2019 to stand out. The AI mode can switch you to the likes of portrait mode automatically when needed, and can also boost colours to make photos look more punchy. And if you don't like that shenanigans, you prefer more natural images, then you can easily disable it. Shots taken in tricky lighting are actually rather splendid for a budget blower, and that night mode is as fantastic as ever, offering bright detailed shots even when taken in severely low light. For a budget smartphone camera, we really cannot knock those results. Back on the hate, however, and the video results are less than great. You don't get a 4K option, sadly, it tops off at full HD. You do get a 60 frames per second option, but unfortunately the focus seems to really struggle at that level. And whether you're shooting at 30 or 60 frames per second, the image stabilization when shooting full HD video is frankly balls. And don't even try shooting any video at night, because frankly you will not like what you see. Also deserving of our hate is the frankly crap AR modes. I mean, just what on earth is this shenanigans? Although at least it does let me momentarily have hair again, which is always a bonus. Back onto love, and I absolutely adore the Huawei P Smart 2019's excellent battery life. Like most Huawei phones, when it comes to the battery life, the P Smart 2019 simply knocks it out of the park. Out of the frickin' planet. EMUI continues to impress with its general efficiency, will easily make it through a full day even with very heavy use, or 2 days with more restrained everyday use. That 3400 mAh battery may not be as massive as the ones found in the likes of the P20 and the Mate 20 handsets, but frankly it definitely does a bang-up job. Back onto hate, and unfortunately the Huawei P Smart 2019 does suffer from the occasional bit of jittery performance. Zipping around desktops and flipping between apps can definitely be a shonky experience at times, especially when using those navigation gestures. For some reason the Huawei P Smart 2019 seems more shonky than the Honor 10 Lite, despite the fact that they rock the same Kirin 710 chipset and the same amount of memory. And of course, sure, it is a budget smartphone, so you've got to expect the occasional bit of slowdown, but the likes of the Moto G6 and Moto G6 Plus were nice and silky smooth when navigating around Android, so it's a real shame to see that kind of jitteriness here. But back onto the love, and I love blasting suckers in the face. Despite that shonkiness, it's actually perfectly possible to blast through a full game of PUBG Mobile on the Huawei P Smart 2019. You obviously have to knock the detail levels down a bit in order to get it to run properly, but you do get a respectable frame rate to really keep you in the competition. That's mostly thanks to Huawei's GPU Turbo feature, which diverts all resources to the game and basically keeps things ticking over nicely. Go check out my video on GPU Turbo if you don't know what it is and you want to know more. And that right there is my love-hate list for the Huawei P Smart 2019 after using it for a few days now. You can go check out my full unboxing, camera review, etc. over on Rakombu if you need to know more. And don't forget to poke subscribe and ding that notifications bell for more on the latest and greatest mobile tech. Cheers everyone, love you!